Good morning, everyone. My name's ANITA Marshall and I'm from Vision Finance Collective. And this is our team. So we actually have 9 staff in total. So this is our Australian-based team, and we've got 2 offshore that do loan processing. And all of that team, so Jess that you just saw on the video has 7 years experience in finance. She was trained by me. And then all the rest have got over 10 years experience. So between all of us, there's 134 years of experience. So it's very rare that someone will ask us a question and not one of us would know how to handle the finance in anyone's situation. I mean, of course, there might be an occasional curveball thrown at us, but we've got the contacts to find out whatever someone needs to know. Yeah, it is a great photo, isn't it? It was the same photographer that did the coastal team. So these are the new owners. So this is Brad, this is Darren, and I've just got a little bit of information. So Brad has been working in finance for 16 years. He started out when he was 15 as a teller at a Big Four, and he worked his way up through the ranks, managing branches from 20 years of age. And then he went into small business lending, and he became Queensland's first only senior commercial home loan manager. So he was looking after incredibly complex commercial deals before becoming a mortgage broker 2 years ago. So he does a mix of commercial and residential lending. And Darren has 10 years experience in finance, and he also does a mix of commercial and residential. And he has got an amazing track record of getting things approved where someone's been told no. So he loves the challenge. He's settled over $300 million in loans in that time. Incredible wealth of experience. So both of them are very, very knowledgeable in their space. So as you know, my business merged with them in March, and it's been an amazing transition. They have taken my business to levels that I would have never been able to do. They're doing incredible numbers, and I have no doubt that they're going to be an incredible powerhouse in our industry. So this is a little bit about me. So my role now is Business Development Manager. So my role is to bring business in the door, and how I do that is attending these. I love your tags and referrals. I talk to real estate agents, conveyancers, just basically getting out and about in the community representing Vision Finance Collective. So that's my role. So I really appreciate the referrals that this group give me. It's amazing. So that's my son Blake. He moved to the Gold Coast 7 years ago. I followed him 2 years later because I missed him, and he was loving life on the Gold Coast, and I decided to give it a go myself, and I totally love it here. They're my dogs, Cash and Lola. And these are a couple of my travel photos. So I was talking to Serena earlier, and travel is one of my obsessions. I absolutely love it. I've been to 24 countries so far, I think, and I've travelled a lot of Australia. I think we've got an amazing country. So they're just a few of my favourites. So that's me in Mallee Village in Vanuatu. So as some of you might know, that I do a sisterhood of bras, and we take bras and supply school supplies to the village. And I was really fortunate a few years ago to be gifted a special dress by the village, and they all call me Mama Anita. So Vanuatu is really special to me, and I've been going there since I was 16. I go almost every year. That was a cruise in the Caribbean. I did the Stingray City. That was quite amazing. Cook Islands. This was my 50th birthday. I spoilt myself with a trip to Alaska. Helicopter arrived at the cruise ship, flew us up to a glacier, and we went dog sledding and went to a mushers camp. One of the highlights of my life, totally amazing. And that was me last year in the Kimberley. So I did a cruise with a girlfriend, and we cruised from Broome up through the Kimberley into Darwin. It was actually an expedition, so we got on and off the cruise every day, doing different treks and walks, swimming holes, totally amazing. That's a bit about me. Now, every time I do a presentation, I make sure this slide's in here because nobody does it. Every single year, you should be checking what your home loan interest rate is, because the banks generally do not ring you up and say, we've got a better product than the one that you're on. So there's often an easy product switch that you could do to save money, or sometimes your bank is not competitive and it's time to do a refinance. So the Vision guys have got a mission at the moment where they're trying to save $2 million in home loan refinances this year. They're over $1 million now. So it's really worthwhile having a look and seeing whether your rate is competitive. If you go to the newsagent, you buy a lotto ticket, you won $2,000, you would be totally over the moon. Often we're saving thousands and thousands of dollars for people on a home loan. So it's as simple as send me a text, tell me what your home loan interest rate is. We can then say that's competitive or no, you need to get this looked at. And we recommend you do that at least once a year. And then I just wanted to tell you a bit more about the story of the client where we did an off the plan. So you've heard Cooper's story the other week about the drama with off the plan purchases and how tricky the finance can be, and you can miss out on a property. So we had a client contact us with less than 2 weeks till settlement. She didn't have her finance started, and if she was told that if she didn't settle on the correct day, that she was going to lose the property, that she would lose her deposit, first of all, her 10% deposit, plus the contract would be collapsed. So she contacted me. I said, look, the first thing you need to do is contact your solicitor and see if you can get an extension, because 2 weeks is almost impossible for us to get finance approved and settled. Anyway, she did that. They said, no, if you don't get that finance settled on time, we are keeping your deposit. So it was pretty stressful. We are very fortunate. We have 48 lenders on our panel. There's probably only 4 of those that could meet a 2-week deadline like that. We got the BDM involved, we managed to get the finance approved, and it settled on time. So she didn't lose her money, but that is the sort of contacts that we can use if needed. We don't like doing those transactions, they're very stressful, but if needed, we've got the contacts. We've been in the industry a long time, we know the people that we need to talk to and know how to do something if it's really stressful. If you are buying off the plan, and there's a lot of off the plan that goes on the Gold Coast, we highly recommend that you get a fully assessed pre-approval, not a computer-generated assessed. We want an actual assessor to pre-approve that loan so that you know that once that property's ready, we just got to get a valuer in there, get the finance approved, and then get you settled on time. And we do that within 3 months of your estimated completion date. My perfect referral is if you know someone renting or living with their parent. I've got a free ebook. I wrote a book a couple of years ago about first home buyers. I'd love to give you a copy. Also real estate agents, solicitors, conveyancers, accountants. We're trying to get the word spread about who we are and what we do. If you've got anyone that you know, I'd love an introduction. And we've got all sorts of exciting news, so much exciting news I had to write it down. So we have been nominated for 3 awards in the upcoming Australian Finance Group Awards, Australian Finance Group, and that is New Brokerage of the Year, Best Loan Administrator, and Industry and Community Group of the Year. We've also been nominated for 2 awards in the Port Stephens Business Awards, which is our other main location. So we've got Jess Up, who was on the video earlier, as finalist of Outstanding Youth Award. And Jess was also named Woman of Influence this year in the finance industry, which is incredible for someone, so young and so amazing. And we're also a finalist in those awards. And Brad and Darren have both recently won ANZ Excellence Awards. So we've got 8 different awards happening there. We've also been nominated as a finalist in the Australian Mortgage Awards for New Brokerage of the Year. So that's another category again. So we're doing amazing things. I recently had lunch with the BDM for one of the major banks, and she told me that she feels that the boys are going to take this to the #1 brokerage in Australia. She has no doubt in her mind, and I totally agree with her. Yeah, they're really amazing. We've also got a competition going. I'll put the link up later. It's in conjunction with a newsletter that we've just released, and you can win a trip to Japan. So I'll put the link for that on our Facebook page, and you can enter that. And has anyone got questions? Oh, thank you.
Jess will be so disappointed that it's not
I
here
know.
to listen to her, but anyway.
Yeah.
I've got a question. Are they based, do they have various outlets, like Brisbane?
Yeah, so their office is in Brisbane, so that's where about half the team work from. And then they've got me here on the Gold Coast, Jess in Port Stephens, and then 2 offshore, one on the Sunshine Coast, maybe one somewhere just north of Brisbane. Yeah.
And how do you feel to know that your business has now been entrenched in an absolutely sensational broker?
It's so exciting. Yeah. So at first it was very weird. So even my new role, because I had in my head that I would still do a little bit of client management, but they didn't want me to do that. So the BDM role for me, I'm totally loving it. I feel like it's my thing. I think it's exciting that I'd tried to implement a couple of different systems in the business that I wasn't able to do, and Brad's a little bit more, not sure what you call assertive than me, and he's been able to implement things that I could never do. So I think it's amazing. It's really exciting.
It
And
took you a while to adjust.
it
to
did,
that process.
yeah. But it's like my baby's really growing up and leaving home.
That's
Yeah.
empty nest.
Yes.